His mother conceived him in pain, in sorrow. So we didn't know what the mother went through. We didn't know what she suffered. We didn't know the calamity that fell on her. But we knew and we know that when she took in, there was a lot of troubles, pain, sorrow. To the extent that she said, this child is a child of sorrow. So she called the child Jabez. That was a bad beginning. Jabez. Your own mother calling you Jabez. Your father calling you Jabez. A child of sorrow, a child of affliction, a child that will not amount to anything. So the mother was hopeless concerning the child. So was the father. The father didn't intervene to change the name of the child. The father allowed it. Why? I don't know. The mother continued to call him Jabez, and the community knew him as Jabez, and the government knew him as Jabez. However, he had opportunity to hear the word of God. He had opportunity to understand the scriptures. He had opportunity to know the covenant of God, how it works. He had opportunity to know how to assess God and assess the covenants. The kind of school he went to, I do not know. But I want to tell you that either he learned formally or he learned informally. Any of the two is okay, provided you can get to where you are going. Either he learned formally or he learned informally. But the fact is that Jabez became well informed. And he didn't just know it as a religious belief. No, he knew the practicality of the faith. So he undertook to pray for himself. He decided in his heart that he was going to experience change. He prayed. That was the beginning. He established a working relationship with God. He accumulated knowledge with which he was going to walk. And that knowledge and relationship that he had with the God of his fathers, the God of Israel, was what took him to the presence of God by himself. And he told God, I want you to be with me. In other words, he was not asking for material blessing alone. He was asking God to allow him maintain fellowship, communion, relationship. He didn't want to collect blessing and run away. He didn't want to be prayed for and he will run away. He didn't want to become wealthy so that he would go and show off to the people and say, I'm now wealthy. No, he wanted, first of all, a continuous relationship, a permanent relationship, a cordial relationship. No wonder why the Bible said that the people that love God have peace and that nothing shall offend them. When he went to God, he didn't curse his mother. When he went to God, he didn't curse anybody. He didn't even ask God, what is responsible for my problem? He only knew that God could change it. He was not in the presence of God to express bitterness against any member of the society, any member of his family. No. He was there to ask God to advance him, to promote him, to bless him. And he did. And God heard him. And he was the person that drafted the terms. He said, I want to relate with you. I want to know you. I want to be close to you. I want to have communion with you. I want to have access to your presence. I want to hear you by myself for myself. I want to know you by myself for myself. I want to be able to tell exactly who you are, what you like, what you don't like. So that relationship was established. That was spiritual reality. Then he said, I want you, your hand, that's your power, your blessing, your goodness to rest upon me. Sustain me. You will keep me from whatever happens, whether internally or externally. Whether the factors are coming from outside. No, there will be no circumstance that will affect me. No external circumstance, no internal circumstance that will so destroy me that I will not be what you want me to be. So God's hand rested on him. God's hand resting on him was not just a demonstration of physical power, a demonstration of spiritual power. No, it was a demonstration of the sovereignty of God over his life and the goodness of God, the mercies of God over his life. It was God's goodness all around. So God's hand was upon him for good, not for judgment. The other one, God's hand enabled him to expand his territory. He said that you will enlarge my coast. So he continued to experience economic prosperity, social prosperity, political influence. He continued to expand. He grew from one glory to another glory, from one level to another level. He was growing. And the Bible says at last, he became more honorable than the people that were blessed before him. He became more honorable than every other person within his community. His own family became an honorable family, and his house became an honorable house. That was who Jabez was. So Jabez was a good prayer warrior. He was always fervent in spirit. He was praying always. He maintained a cordial relationship with the God of wealth. Jabez knew the law of maintaining wealth. And so for Jabez to be great, he was not great alone. For him to be more honorable than the rest of the people, Jabez built good name, wealth without evil report, wealth without staining himself, wealth without destroying people. You must be able to establish something that people can look at after you've gone and they say, thank God for this woman, thank God for this man, thank God for this Christian, thank God because he knew God. You leave a foundation that people will speak of, people will be proud of, people will emulate. You leave a foundation that is sustainable. You don't leave a foundation that will die the day you die. It's not good to do that.